Welcome back to Phillip Island. Have a look at this for a spectacular crash. Peter Fitzgerald hitting Craig Saunders. Whack. That was in an earlier race today in the Century Batteries GTP Championship. Both drivers are okay, but obviously Peter Fitzgerald's Porsche not looking all that great. Race 3, this is the grid, of course, the results from race 2. Scaife and Lowndes, can anyone beat them this year? Seaton, Faulkner, Ingle and Tony Longhurst, who came from 15th to 6th. Bow and Richards next up.
Yeah, great performance from the Queenslander in the Castrol car. Tander and Johnson, Romano and Reed. Radicic, gee, he's having a struggle today. 13th, he started 19th.
Wheel, Donaher, Briggs, Zimmerzides, Crompton from 30th to 21st. Dorman in the Gatorade car. Greg Murphy after that slip-off.
Stephen Ellery's having a tough day. He's been quick in practice, but he's finding himself down the order. Darcy Russell, Cameron McLean too. He's been struggling with some mechanical problems. He finds himself way down the order.
Late in the day here at Phillip Island, the sun is now shining. Let's hope it's a more evenly dry circuit, and that'll give Glenn Seaton a good shot at the Mobil 1 cars. We'll have an interesting race on our hands, no doubt about that. Longhurst was a big mover. We'll see what he does in this one. Get ready, the third and final race, round 4 of the series. Wait for the green. Away we go. The two Mobil 1 cars get away to a good start. So too did Seaton and Faulkner. And Stephen Richards tried to push his way through as we head to turn 1.
Oh, look at this out of the dirt.
Noski. Mark Noski brings it back on. Nice save by the young driver as they zip through turn 1. Pertec Ford driver Jason Bright went right around the outside, but it's Lowndes who leads into the southern loop.
Yeah, you can see Steve Richards' car hook up really well there. That Wins Commodore had bolted off. He ran out of room, got pretty sandwiched in that pack ahead of him, but he made a great start in the Wins Commodore. Great start too to Craig Lowndes. This Mobil Holden Racing team domination continues. Scaife could lose this third heat to his teammate.
Into the Honda hairpin they come. Faulkner's well placed ahead of Glenn Seaton, then Russell Ingle, Tony Longhurst, then here comes the pack. Stephen Richards, John Bow, Garth Tander. Look how close they are. The Siemens Mobiles car of Paul Romano. Crompton well back, trying to work his way through some of the privateer drivers after that earlier incident in race 1.
Big field of V8s up the hill out of Siberia, building up to 235, 240k. We're on board with Glenn Seaton. Lap 1 of 12. He's up behind John Faulkner. Look at Faulkner, that big power slide coming through past the hay shed. Just breathtaking stuff. You think of the speeds these guys are travelling at. If they get offline, there's no room for error. Down the inside goes Seaton.
Gotcha.
Yeah, well, there's no way that Seaton could... Oh, hang on. Oh, bit of body contact there. There's no way that Seaton could afford to get held up at all by Faulkner, because if he wants to stay with the two HRT guys, he's got to get up there straight.
Oh,
that's John getting the sideways there.
Russell Ingle slips up the inside. We ride with him now. The completion of the first lap. It is the two Mobil 1 cars out in front. Here comes Longhurst on fellow Castrol driver Russell Ingle. So Longhurst is really inspired and motivated after that great drive in race 2 from 15th to 6th. Here he comes battling with Holden driver Russell Ingle down into the southern loop, the two Castrol cars.
And just coming into view there's Stephen Richards in the Wins Commodore behind the Castrol Ford. Great start from Stephen Richards right up inside the top 10. He's got Faulkner, Bow, Tander and Bright behind him. John Faulkner, he's got some sort of problem there. The car was all over the road on that opening lap. He may struggle.
Very uncharacteristic because he's been so strong today. Richards is up there, so too is Bow. Longhurst, he's the big mover though. He's been a little disappointed with his results so far, but obviously we've been cutting the AUs some slack because of the development time or the lack of. Longhurst seems to have it together now and enjoying the day at Phillip Island.
Just look at the time from Lowndes and Scaife. They're both in the 41s, and the next quickest guy is Glenn Seaton, 43. I mean, at the beginning of a race, the HRT boys, if only Seaton, etc., could stay with the first 3 laps, that's when all the damage is done.
Yeah. Here's a replay of an earlier incident. Rodney Forbes, one of our privateers.
Ooh.
Oh, look at the damage.
Already.
Apparently that was from a race earlier in the day, so he's been in the wars and now he finds himself right out there in the loose stuff. Hopefully he was able to get himself out. Hasn't been a good weekend for Rodney.
Series leader and race leader Craig Lowndes has got a handy margin over teammate Mark Scaife. Yet again, they run 1-2, and so far this year, if you count the Australian Grand Prix support race, what's the score? 14-0.
14-0. 14-0 Holden Racing Team. No one else has won a V8 race in 1999. It's a phenomenal effort.
Look at Lowndes in and Scaife 33s, and the rest are in 34s, 35s. Incredible.
Longest 35.69 was the fastest lap for race winner Mark Scaife out of Heat 2. Now he's brought it down to 1:33. This track's been getting faster every race. They're really putting in some quick ones now.
There's your Shell Helix race score at the moment. Russell Ingall hanging on to that fourth. There's Dick Johnson, his final drive at Phillip Island. He's battling with Mitre 10 Ford driver Mark Larkham, and Mark Noske tucked in behind them just ahead of top place privateer Steve Reed.
You have to say that one of these days look at that. One of these days we're going to see some great stuff from Radicic, because he hasn't had any luck, has he? You get kind of frustrated because he hasn't had the chance to really show us the goods.
No, Mark Noske, after lefting or being left high and dry, coming off the start line, he's starting to fight his way back through. Dick Johnson copping it from both directions.
Word through from the pits.
Look at that.
Well, I was just about to say his crew weren't sure what was holding him up, and, well, he's not going any further. He's parked on the side of the track. Romano putting on a charge there. There is Faulkner buried.
Yeah, he looked like he was really wrestling with that car on that opening lap, wasn't he? All over the place.
Absolutely.
Something's happened to the better electrical car.
Oh, look at that.
Dear, oh dear. This is the worst day for Gary Rogers. They have spent so much money building that new VT Commodore and developing this team. They've spent more money in the last 4 months than they spent throughout the whole season last year. They're really close to the breadline. Yeah.
There's Garth Tander just on the outside there. You can see him lying down. Let's hope that Garth's okay. Darcy Russell running off, and Emma Zedis. In fact, that's Gary Wilmington.
Gary Wilmington's car.
Oh, a little look in the mirrors wouldn't have gone amiss there, would it, really?
Gary's gathered it up, fortunately. Boy, there's been some biff and barge and some smash battles today.
Well, not only in this category too, but in the others. Make sure you catch trackside next weekend between 3 and 5. Plenty of action in the GTPs and the other categories. Now, some word through from our man in pit lane that Faulkner had a right rear tyre deflating.
Yeah, that'll explain that.
Yeah, it did look like it when he came onto start and finish straight. That's where it all went wrong for him. And yeah, that's explained. Oh, Jason Bright hasn't been exactly the best day for Jason either.
No, it's been a real change of fortune for anyone else but Noble Holden Racing Team. But Glenn Seaton, just look at those lap times now. 33.65 for Seaton that last time around on a clear flying lap. 33.8 for Scaife, at 33.4 for Lowndes. So Seaton now is doing that race pace. Everyone else is on the 134s.
Oh, it's Brighty spinning around.
Coming out of Siberia. I mean, look at this, as all this smoke was. He really bagged them up. The big flick spin.
And today's going to hurt Jason Bright in terms of the points coming into today's round.
Yeah.
He's sitting third. If you look at, actually, at the end of today, before we close the program, it's going to be very interesting to have a look at the top 10 points, because Perkins is not in there. He's a top 10 runner. McLean's had a disastrous day. He's a top 10 runner. So too Bright.
John Faulkner, yeah, he's pretty devastated. He's been having a strong performance, looking for more money to complete the season.
This would have had to be one of his best days for a long, long time.
Well, he's shown the speed, hasn't he? Which makes you wonder, seeing Garth Tander's car down in that direction of the circuit, I wonder if there was a collision between those two. Yeah.
Crompton in the pits.
Wearing the battle scars from his spin in Heat 2.
Hardly been the ideal debut of his new AU XR8. Neil will be a little disappointed with today.
Well, when you consider how much running it's done, you know, he qualified 11, so it's not that bad.
That was good. That was very good.
So the order, Lowndes and Scaife, 2.1 seconds behind Craig Lowndes. Seaton, 4 seconds behind Lowndes. So no answer at the moment for the speed of those two Mobil Commodores.
If you're talking about limited time running, this team, the Cat Ford team, haven't had much in the AU. Bow sits 7th. That is quite a nice effort from them as Stephen Richards battles with Tony Longhurst for that 5th position. It's Ingall, Seaton, Scaife and Lowndes, your top 4. Paul Radicic is inside the top 8. We look back 9 through 16. Larkham, Mark Noske, and with a good job, he's broken the top 10. Stay with us on your home of motorsport for the end of race 3 after this. The third and final race of the day at Phillip Island, the first Victorian round this year. And it's been no different to any other round this year in terms of the Mobil 1 Commodores, the Holden Racing Team streaking away. Different in race 3, Craig Lowndes leads the way. Mark Scaife sits 2nd. They are dominating once again. Seaton is doing everything he can in the FTR AU to try and bridge the gap, but time is running out.
The problem problem is for Glenn, he's lapping exactly the same speed. In fact, a fraction quicker sometimes than Mark and Craig, but it's that initial gap, and having said that, it does look closer now.
Well, he said he was looking forward to a dry track, familiarity with the car, the limited amount of familiarity they have from testing on dry circuits, and he was looking forward to a very dry Heat 3. Well, he's got it, but the mobile cars, every bit his measure at the moment.
Russell's flying.
Russell Ingall, yeah, he needs these points, that's for sure. Sitting fourth in the championship, and with Bright third, and having a disastrous day coming into this round, that will help him. Here's Paul Radicic.
Radicic and Mark Noski.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's what I mean. He hasn't had the luckiest of days, has he?
Well, it was Radicic who gave Noski a little bit of hip and shoulder in WA. It's a little bit different there from Mark.
Oh look, that's... Well, there wasn't exactly a lot of room there, was there?
No. All right, well,
flag for
Noski's been black flag, the word is through.
It's what they call a leg slapping session.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Tony Longhurst has slipped back a couple of positions. He's back to 7th. Stephen Richards in the wins Commodore, he's up to 5th position.
And that's the end of the day for Radicic. He brings the Shell Helix AU into the garage. We've seen some big names drop today, that's for sure. Top 10 is Lounscape, Seaton, Ingall. Richards is up there. Bow is up to 6th. Longhurst, Larkham. Noski has come into 9th, but he'll lose that after he comes and performs his stop-go. And Ellery has broken back into the top 10.
Yeah, well, he had a tough start. Right back on the grid for this Heat 3, but he's done a great job fighting his way fifth. That car is quick, the ex-Stone Brothers Ford, and Ellery really has been using it to his maximum. Struggling for funds, that team, not doing all the rounds of the championship, so hopefully Steve can find some bucks so the Ellery Motorsport team can turn up for the Enduros race.
With Ingall's car, they completely changed the front suspension. Or when I say the suspension, I don't just mean the settings, I mean totally the front suspension. It's obviously works because he's a lot quicker now than he was earlier on.
Stephen Richards doing some pretty competitive times. A 1:35.39 for our race leader Craig Lowndes, a 1:35.4.